Where are the best small towns in Ohio to live? What makes them so great? Today, I'm going to introduce to you one of my favorite Southwest Ohio cities, which also happens to be my hometown, and give you 5 reasons Tipp City is one of the best small towns in Ohio to live. Hi there, I'm Lydia Rowe with Keller Williams Hometown Realty, and if you've never heard of Tipp City, Ohio, you are in for a treat, my friend. Here's some quick stats before we get into it. Tipp City is a small town with just over 10,000 in population. 70% of the housing in Tipp City is owner-occupied, and the median sale price of a home, as of the day of this recording, was $2,088,550. I'll talk more about the housing market in Tipp City in another video, but today let's get to the top 5 reasons I think Tipp City is one of the best small towns in Ohio to live. Number 1, the historic downtown. Seriously, one of the cutest areas, full of unique shops, good eats, lots of fun activities going on almost every weekend, all housed in many original structures, lending to a fun, historic atmosphere. Let me tell you about just a couple of my favorite shops. The Hotel Gallery is an old, as you can probably guess from the name, hotel, but the owners made it into a beautiful shop full of locally created pottery, art, and jewelry. If you're in the market for unique gifts, you do not want to miss this place. And when you stop in, don't forget to walk around back to the courtyard, which is a perfect place for a photo op. Living Simply Soap has some of the best smelling soaps and lotions. They make their own products right here and have some fun packaging too. Stop in and find out what scent you like best. If you're looking for a bottle of wine or the best ice cream in the world, you have to stop by Bodega. Okay, I've been to France and eaten the gelato, and I've been to Jenny's in Columbus, and Grater's, and even Dietz's Brothers in Findlay, Ohio. Shout out! I would say that Bodega's homemade ice cream really does rival the best. I don't know, stop in and try it and tell me what you think. If you're in the mood for a tasty baked treat, don't forget to stop by Sweet Adeline's Bakery, yum. And I'm realizing now that I'm stuck on food, and I'm just gonna have to do a video just on food in Tipp City, or else that's all I'm gonna talk about in this one. I'm a foodie. So moving on to more about historic downtown Tipp. Most Friday nights, you're gonna find fun activities like costume contests for Halloween, beer crawls, chocolate crawls, putt-putt golf, live music, and dancing. Really, you never know what you might find, but you can bet that it's going to be good small town fun. There's a great library, coffee shop, specialty stores, toy store, bakery, antiquing, fashion, the farmers market in the summer, the Mum Festival, car shows, parades. Many of the houses downtown have these cute little front porches, perfect for people watching, sipping coffee, saying hello to neighbors. Fun historic tidbit, Tipp City got its name originally from William Henry Harrison's presidential campaign slogan, Tippecanoe and Tyler too, in 1840, and was legally shortened to Tipp City in 1938. Seriously, I could go on and on. I don't know how you couldn't love Tipp City's downtown. Okay, so that was reason number 1. Here is reason number 2. Tipp City is one of the best small towns in Ohio. Location. Tipp City is right off of Interstate 75 and like 5 minutes from the I-75, I-70 interchange, with County Road 25A coming straight north and south and 571 going east to west. What does this mean? It is super easy to get anywhere from Tipp City. So even though you have the small town feel, you have access to everything Dayton has to offer only 15 to 20 minutes away. Columbus and Cincinnati are just a little over an hour, and there's plenty of choices for grocery and shopping in the neighboring cities of Troy, Huber Heights, Vandalia, and Englewood. It's also not too far from some of the major manufacturing plants like Whirlpool and Honda, so lots of good jobs. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot one of the best parts about Tipp City's location. You're super close to the Dayton International Airport. I live on the south side of Tipp, and I can get to the airport in about 7 minutes. When my plane touches down, I could just call my husband, and then he's there to pick me up. It's also not a crazy airport, but it has a lot of locations because it's international, so if you don't check bags, you can usually arrive just an hour before your flight and have no trouble getting to your gate in time. Of course, I can't guarantee that, but I will say my brother travels a lot and says a half hour even works. The airline still recommends arriving 2 hours ahead, but you know, if you're a risk taker and you want to cut travel time down, the Dayton Airport is amazing. Number 3, the schools. There are 2 public school districts in Tipp City Exempted Village and Bethel, and both have great ratings on niche.com. A lot of people seem to move here for the schools. There's also private options close by like Troy Christian, Overfield, St. Christopher, as well as some great homeschool co-op choices like Gateway Homeschool, Classical Conversations, and many more. My kids have attended many of these schools and have friends in the rest, and I can only say good things. Number 4, the parks. Tipp City has a few standout parks and quite a few little neighborhood playgrounds and green spaces available. The City Park is Tipp's oldest park. It's within walking distance to the historic downtown. This is where the annual Mum Festival is held, and it's right next to the Aquatic Center and the stadium where many Tipp City High School athletic events happen. The park itself has many mature trees, picnic shelters, tennis courts, a playground, and a walking bike path. In fact, the Aquatic Center parking lot is directly connected to the Miami Valley's bike trail. I'm going to put a link to that trail because it is amazing, and it also connects to other 2 parks in Tipp, Canal Loft Park with trails and benches and picnic areas, and Kyle Park, home to 280 acres of community soccer fields, exercise equipment, bike trails, picnic shelters, skate park, horse trails, and even a dog park for your furry 4-legged friends. Kyle Park is also where fireworks are currently held in Tipp. One park that is more hidden away that I've always enjoyed is called Hathaway Park. It's right behind the new downtown area, so not the historic area, off the highway. And it has a winding creek, a playground, some dirt bike trails in the woods behind the playground. And I really liked this one because it was super easy to keep track of my kids. It was usually not very crowded, and it's also within walking distance to McDonald's, Subway, and many other restaurants. So if you're like me and you hate packing food, you have that option. Number 5, the property tax. So buying a house in Tipp City can be a little more expensive than some of the surrounding area. But something to keep in mind when looking at properties in Tipp City versus, say, Vandalia or Clayton or Dayton or Huber Heights is to consider the fact that Tipp City is in Miami County. And Miami County has a much lower property tax rate. Miami County has an average effective property tax rate of 1.2% as opposed to Montgomery County, which is 2.18%. So if you're looking at a $250,000 home in Miami County, your annual taxes would be around $3,000. But that same home in Montgomery County, you would pay around $5,450 annually in taxes. That's $2,450 difference, or $204 a month. What could you buy with an extra $204 a month? I'm sure you have some of your own ideas. You could buy more a house. With current interest rates, you could afford over $20,000 more on your mortgage in Tipp City than you could in Vandalia, just due to the property taxes. So make sure to keep that in mind when you're comparing prices and shopping for your next home. And I'm not a loan expert by any means, I just crunched some simple numbers, but if you want advice on options for financing, reach out and I'd be happy to refer you to someone that can give you all the good info you need on that. Side note, if you are looking to buy and you need financing and you haven't talked to a loan officer, this is one of the very first steps that I recommend. And if you want to learn more about things to consider when buying or selling in the Miami Valley region of Ohio, click the link to my blog and grab one of my free e-guides today. Hope you found this video insightful, and I hope you come and visit us soon in Tipp City.